Hello guys, and welcome again to another interesting episode of Viva Barça, the home of everything Barça. In an episode where we're going to be discussing some interesting transfer stories as well as some contract renewals. So talking about the transfer guys, we're going to begin with Erling Haaland, as reports suggest that Barcelona are feeling so optimistic about landing Haaland in the Camp Nou. And also we are going to be talking about Paulo Dybala. Paulo Dybala have shockingly been linked with Barcelona over the past couple of days. I was also in shock when I came across it. Paulo Dybala have been having some, frustrating moments at Juventus, lack of playing time under Andre Pirlo, and we're going to be discussing on it. Of course, he has not been linked only with Barcelona. Real Madrid is also in contention and some other Premier League elites. And lastly, not the least, we discuss on some contract renewals on some of our incredible talents, guys. I think this one is even the best news for me because these young dudes have been putting some energy in the team. Dembele, Mingueza and Moriba, that the club are looking to extend their contracts in the coming days. So guys, those are the things that make our headlines for this episode today. So stay tuned as we go ahead. Make sure you click on that subscribe button to always stay updated with every latest Barcelona vibe. Barça, Barça, Barça. So guys, welcome once more. Erling Haaland rumours continue to fly about, with the latest update coming from Dario Sport, who reckon there is so much optimism at Barcelona that they can land the Borussia Dortmund striker. But of course, the obvious problem for Barcelona is the price and the club's enormous debt. But the report recounts the Catalans have decided Haaland is an absolutely strategic and vital signing. Of course, he is. Barcelona believe it is very, very likely that Haaland will leave this summer because he has a buyout clause of just 75 million to effect next year. Dortmund must therefore renew or sell to the highest bidder because there are many clubs around there in Europe trying to get Haaland. So despite rumors that Dortmund wants 200 million euros or recently 180 million euros for Haaland, Dario Sport claimed that actually Barcelona could land him for just 150 million euros. And guys, it should be remembered that Manchester City and Real Madrid are also both mentioned as possible destinations, although Los Blancos are believed to have made Paris Saint-Germain's Kylian Mbappe their priority. Then the report adds that Barca have already told Haaland that he is their top choice to strengthen the attack and will sell one of those starters and offload some high earners to finance the deal. So guys, who do you think Laporta should get rid of? Griezmann is, I think, he's the second highest paid player after Messi in the squad, and of course we can't get Haaland without getting rid of those guys. That is just the honest truth. Now let's move to the next news, guys. Talking about Paulo Dybala. Yeah, Paulo Dybala recently have just been linked with Barcelona, having frustrating times in Juventus. I think this is his worst season. It's really bad for Dybala, really, really bad. Andres Pirlo have been making life so difficult for him. I think he have just played just a bit, I think one quarter of the time of the season. Who could have thought? Who could have just thought that? Nobody. Because this guy was once a very key player for Juve. Paulo Dybala, the prince, as they always say, after Messi in Argentina. But now being linked with Barca, guys, I like him a lot. Even if he comes, I have no problem with it. And of course, I think most of you also like him. Paulo Dybala has been linked with a move away from Juventus this summer, with Barcelona, even Real Madrid, and the Premier League's elite side, other Premier League giants said to be at the forefront of the queue to secure his signature. Dybala's contract is set to expire in June 2022, and he refused an extension last summer. His agent is awaiting a new proposal, but Football Italia, citing reports in La Gazzetta dello Sport and Tuttosport, indicates that Juve could look to utilize him in a swap deal in this transfer instead. So the idea would be for them to swap Dybala with Madrid Isco or Barcelona's Ousmane Dembele. That is what the reports are saying. And from what we have been hearing, other players in the frame are Paris Saint-Germain's Marco Icardi, Atletico Madrid João Felix, Manchester United's Paul Pogba, and Manchester City's Gabriel Jesus. Tottenham and Liverpool have also been credited with an interest in the 27-year-old who joined Juventus for 40 million euros from Palermo back in 2015. Honestly, sometimes when I think about this, it baffles me. Looking at our transfer targets, most of them are attacking players. Not even done with the deal of Erling Haaland. Now we're hearing Paulo Dybala. Of course, it doesn't work that way for me. I don't know, but of course, considering the depth that we are having, Barcelona having so much depth right now, and not even done with the deal of Haaland, because I said earlier that we need to sacrifice a high earning player, not just an ordinary player from the squad, but a player that having a high wage bill to bring Haaland. But now hearing Paulo Dybala, I don't know, what do you guys think about this move? What do you think? Is it a favorable move for Barcelona to do? Not even finish with one of the targets that we put as our major target in Haaland, but now going in for Paulo Dybala. So guys, I don't know, but let's just wait and see how the transfer window will go about this summer. So moving on to the final talking point, guys. Barca are making moves to renew Dembele, Ilaix, Mingueza and Mingueza's contract. Barcelona's new sporting structure, led by Mateo Alemany, have spent days analyzing information and working on making decisions. There are advanced talks over signings, and they are also thinking about who could leave to bring in money and reduce the wage bill. But the priority is to offer new contracts to 3 players, as I said: Ousmane Dembele, Oscar Mingueza and Ilaix Mingueza. Barca want them all to continue and hope to have things resolved in a few weeks to come. The most complicated case is Dembele. He is out of contract in 2022 and the club needs to renew him this summer, or if not, put him on the market. The player's entourage have always unwilling to extend his contract or his terms, and the club feared that he had decided to leave for free next summer. But the situation has changed. Dembele is now an important player, an important part of this team, and he knows Coach Ronald Koeman wants him to stay. He's much more open to listening to what the club will offer now, but it depends on the finances. Dembele wants to see his new role in the team reflected on the wage bill, but Barca are not in a position to be lavish. The idea is to offer him a long-term deal with a progressive salary and to reduce his release clause. Negotiations will be tough, and the club would even be open to a 1-year extension to keep things under control for now. Dembele has offers last year. Manchester United wanted him and knows he has an ace up his sleeve. Barca believe teams like Juve are waiting for him in 2022 if he goes for free. If the case that that agreement proves impossible, Barca will have no choice but to seek offers this summer. Oscar Mingueza's situation is much simpler. The defender has taken a huge step forward this summer and has earned his place in the first team squad. Barca have a unilateral option to extend his contract until 2023, but want to offer him a longer deal. There is willingness on both parties. And as for Ilaix Mingueza, the situation has completely changed. He had big offers to leave Barca in the past, but the club's bet on him is clear, and it seems to have convinced him to continue. He's no longer represented by a big agency, with his future instead being managed by family instead now. Barca want to tie him down for at least 4 good years and give him a first team spot. With a salary similar to Ansu Fati's and a big release clause, his future looks so good. So guys, that's what I had for you guys today, and make sure you click on that subscribe button if you haven't, to stay updated with other latest transfers, other latest news updates around the Barca camp. Thank you and stay safe.